Hi, Terry. Okay, so today we're going to do another demo just one more time to refresh your memory on the bedazzled panels. And then we're also going to, because hopefully, hi Marcia and Sarah and Ann. So we're going to also do another quick demo on how to do the heavyweight interfacing to make a pennant banner. So we're going to do a tour of the shop to show you a couple of pennant banners that we've done. I wish we had a panel of the day, but Gracie's still not coming in. Sarah Burkhart, this is what happened. Thank God Doris made me a really cute little facial covering so that I can not have an echo, because the cloth ones kind of give me an echo and I can't think. So so far everything's good. Hi Sean from San Diego. Hey Leilani, I love it. Happy noontime. So hopefully you guys have your lunches and then you can just watch us. We're going to do oh perfect. Betsy is taking our landscape class this afternoon, and she found some embellishments in Solvay, so everything is good in the world so far. So I'm going to demo again real quick how to do the bedazzled flowers. We did show you a couple times last week, so if you have any questions you can reference that. Otherwise we will be doing a Zoom class on it as soon as everybody gets their packages and their panels and fibers. So stay tuned, and if you want to put in the comments like what times work for you. I'm thinking about maybe a 4:30 in the afternoon, so that those who are teaching school, I know Sue's at school, so she can only do it after 4:30. So I'm thinking about doing a 4:30, maybe for like an hour and a half, like on a Monday, maybe on a Monday. But I got to make sure you guys all have your flowers first, because we have not sent out the packages here. See them, Roger? So that's what we're still working on to get out. But if you look over here, we have been, those there are all ready to go to the post office. And then like one's on the scale. We've been pretty busy trying to get things out to girls quickly. And then Mary Vitti, I did send you a link for this afternoon also. So go get your Tahoe if you want, and we'll work on that. Okay, so this is the bedazzled, and if you girls have anything you want me to demo in specific,
and
just
guys,
put it in the comments and we will work on doing a demo. What'd you say, Roger?
Sean's on here.
Oh, I know, from San Diego. She was in the shop the other day. Okay, so here is the flower that a lot of you guys have bought, and I did demo it a couple times last week, but I've gotten a couple of questions. So I'm going to demo it again, because the more times you see it, the more you'll believe that it really is very easy. So we just laid the fibers down. I pinned them just because I pinned it just because I like to be able to take the pins off and move it around as I'm stitching. But you could use wash away if you wanted. But if you're going to use wash away to put on top of all your fibers, then draw with like a Sharpie on your wash away where the flow of your flower. Because you want to start with the heaviest amount of stuff coming out of the center and then go lighter. So, I know I'm going to have to tell Doris she's got to make me a smaller one, because this one keeps sliding down. Or I could put it over my hair, but then I'd be so hot. Hey Anna, how are you? Anna, you missed the excitement last Friday. When you come in, I'll fill you in. Okay, so here is my bedazzled flower. So this part here I've already stitched down, but here, this side, this is all loose fibers. So if you are into, and this is another thing, most of you have heard this 1,000 times because I say it all the time, because until you try it, you won't really believe it. But you can run 2 threads up through your spool holder, run 2 threads, and you can stitch with like a brown and a green. It will go right through into your needle. It stitches just like if you were doing 1 thread. So I use 2 threads a lot. So I'm going to start down here at the center of the flower, and then I'm going to just do a stitch and pull up my bottom thread. And this is a technique you can also go to Frida Design Studios. Stephanie Brandenburg, she is the one who actually painted these panels. She owns that fabric line. So go to Frida Design Studio, and she has tons of demos. She actually just lays 1 fiber down at a time and stitches it, which is kind of a little bit easier because you don't have all the fibers you're fighting with at the same time. But for me, I'm not really an artist, so I need to lay it all down so that I can have a look at what it looks like. So for me, not being a painter and not being an artist, I have to lay everything down so I have a good feel of what it's going to be. Where she can just lay down one thing at a time and know exactly that it's going to look good. But if it doesn't look good, you can always put something on top of it or rip it out. So it's very, very forgiving. Okay, so I pulled my bottom thread up because I don't want it to create a nest underneath my project. So when you're doing free motion, it's you that controls your stitch length. So the faster you stitch, the more accurate your stitches are going to be. But sometimes it's kind of hard to stitch. Sometimes it's hard to stitch fast. Sometimes it's hard to stitch slow. And then like right here, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got one of the fibers tangled on my foot. So I have an open toe foot, and one of my fibers is tangled. I think I could just pull it off. But if it really was tangled a lot, I would just snip it and then keep stitching because you don't care about the dimension. And then you're going to be able to go backwards and forwards because it's free motion. So in the Zoom class, we'll kind of go over all this and you guys can practice it. And if you have any questions with your machines, we can kind of cover that as well. So I know you girls are getting a lot of stuff on the Friday sale.
Mary wants to know if your feed dogs are up or down.
My feed dogs are up. Mine are almost always up just because I, 1, forget to put them down. I'll be honest. And 2, I like to have a little bit more control when I'm doing a free motion stitch. So I almost always leave mine up. Yeah?
The postman's here. What am I giving him?
All the stuff on the counter.
Okay.
But if you have a more expensive machine, you will probably have to put your feed dogs down just because that's how they make the machines nowadays.
And Sarah Burkhart wants to know, do you have any problem with your thread shredding when you have 2 in your needle?
No. No, the 2 threads don't shred. What I do have problems with, Sarah, sometimes when I use a 12 weight, I guess if my needle is too small, then it will shred, and then you just have to put a 90 top stitch needle in. So I'm just going back and forth, just kind of the same way that the veins would go. I think they might have a different name than veins, but.
Phyllis Holmes says hi all.
Hi, Phyllis. It's because I'm on a portable table. I need a hardwood table, a really nice sewing studio, so that it wouldn't bounce like this.
No, it's touching.
Okay, so here it is. That's okay, I'm done demoing. Now that you fixed it perfectly, I'm done. Okay, so here it is. I just have stitched those ribbons and tulle and lace all down kind of crazy. And I would have to use a tearaway stabilizer, except for that I treated this fabric with Material Magic, so it's stiff. And then here, if you look real close, I've got the bag from my lemons here. So don't throw anything away. And then Mary Beatty, I'm going to demo the banners for you. Okay. All right, so we're going to move over to the ironing board so I can demo the banners again.
Do you change the thread settings left?
No, Beverly Ann, you do not change the thread settings, because when you're doing free motion, it's all you. You're the one moving your machine. The feed dogs are not engaged. So it's just, even if you leave your feed dogs up, when you have your free motion foot on, it doesn't put the same pressure on your fabric as a regular sewing foot. So it won't move unless you move it. So you are your stitch length. However, if you go real slow, then you're going to have huge stitches. If you go real fast, you're going to have tiny stitches. So you got to get in the rhythm to regulate your own stitches. Thank you, Carolyn. Your bag is ready. Okay, so I'm going to show, hey, Becky. I'm going to show the banner over here. So on Friday, we had a dog panel. Debbie, what happened to the dog panel? That bright dog panel that we...
Okay, Karen cut him. I think we might have used it.
Okay, so I'm going to show you over here. We are going to do...
Oh, sorry.
You might want to follow me. Carolyn Farlow. Okay, so I'm going to show you when we're done with this. I'm going to show you the finished project. But we had a dog panel that was on the Friday sale with bright dogs. And so one of the ideas we gave you was to turn it into a, cut out all these little squares and turn it into a pillow like this. So all these squares are just quick applique onto kind of a denim-y fabric, or you could turn it into a pennant banner. So I'm going to demo the pennant banner again, maybe for the 3rd or 8th time, just in case you weren't tuned in when we did it. So you're going to want heavyweight Temtex or Peltex, double-sided fusible. So it's a really thick interfacing. And you're, yep.
Go ahead.
What?
I was trying to read a message here.
Okay. So here I've cut 2 squares. So you're going to want to, on this panel it's a little bit tricky because the squares are not all the same size. But most of the panels that we've done, they have been the same size. So you want to cut your squares and then cut your Temtex, Peltex, whatever you have. And then I like to have it on both sides just so when I iron, it doesn't stick to my ironing board. Okay, Carolyn, I'm going to do it again for you. Hi, Rosalind. Hi, Lynn Jenkins. Yes, you can order stuff online if you would like. If it yeah, because it will have curbside pickup, so it won't charge you shipping. Okay, so I'm just going to iron this to my heavyweight interfacing, and then I'm going to flip it over and iron it again. Make sure it gets good and ironed. Hi, Kathleen. Marilyn Fagianato, I need to know what big flower you want me to pop in the mail to you. Otherwise, your order's ready to go. Okay, so here it is ironed. And then I would go with either a fancy stitch or, I would stitch down along the edges, even though they say you don't need to. I just think it makes a more finished edge. And it also helps so this doesn't peel back, because you're going to throw this in with your 4th of July decorations or whatnot. And then when you get it out next year, it just helps to stabilize it a little bit. So the banners are super quick and easy, great gifts. You just iron onto the double-sided Peltex. It's fusible, so you just iron right onto it and then stitch around it. And then we're going to go on a tour of the shop so that you can see some other ones that we've done. Oh, Peggy, I love you. Look at Peggy's keeping you from your catching fire. Peggy said set your iron up. So I'm used to this iron which goes up and down by itself, but I think this one's broke. Hey Sue. Peggy, you're a lifesaver. Okay, so up here is a banner that we didn't use the heavyweight, so you can see it's kind of floppy, but it's still cute. And then we sewed some trims on it, and we used pinking shears. I didn't actually make it. Workman's Farms out in Fallon, we share samples a lot because we end up ordering the same stuff. So when she sells out of it, she gives me her samples and vice versa. So that's a fun butterfly one, and we do have those in stock. And then over here we also have Frida. So here's a fun Frida banner that we did with a bunch of embellishments. A lot of you guys got that last week or the week before. And then, oh, they do make good postcards. You can totally use the heavyweight interfacing and then put postage on it and mail them. Or you can just do fun little gifts for your friends. Hey there, how are you? Good. And then up here we've got a cat one. Did you see the cat one? Hey, Mary Harrell. I think I have pillowcases for you, but Debbie's going to be here tomorrow, so I can give them to her also. Okay, so then here's another fun one that we did. So we kind of have really loved the banners because you can do a lot with them, and it's kind of like you get a finished project in a day. So this one we actually fused fabric onto the heavyweight Temtext, and then we did a black fabric behind the letters, so it's actually 3 layers, just kind of to make it pop more. And then like we've got Bliss back there, and somewhere there's a Joy one. Oh, here's the Joy one. So we do have letters on a lot of different backgrounds, like lime, orange, black, white. So you can do your grandkids' names or your
Mary
sewing.
wanted to know how you attach to them.
It irons. It irons. The fabric irons to this, and then we hole punch it. So right here where we run the, we usually run twine, or this is some rat's tail, I think. And we do actually have kits for this. So you can do whatever words you want. For $44.95, we've got kits with embellishments, silks, the background fabric.
I make all my niece's names with it.
Oh, perfect. Debbie does it with her niece's names. So it gives you some options. And then over here, I'll show you that we've got the red, white, and blue one that you just saw me demoing. And here, you're going to have to be careful. Your tripod legs are bigger than the aisleway. Good thing you're not coming through in a big wheelchair. So here is some more embellished flowers that we did. Oh, Peterson, I would love to take off my mask, but I got in trouble with OSHA, so I'm not allowed to take off my mask. I'm sorry. We used to have a Halloween one, but I think we have sold out of it. Okay, thank you, Peggy. So this is a big quilt that we made using those embellished flowers, but if you want to start out with something small, you could put it onto a pillow. And then right over here, Roger, is the one that we did that is... Here's the one that we did with the Americana banner. Okay, do you girls have any questions? I know, Lynn, it happened so fast. No, we're really not in trouble. They just kind of came in to advise us on the proper procedures and all that good stuff. So Doris made me a mask, a very fine mask that I can breathe in. Thank God for customers. Christmas I don't have a Christmas banner either, but I will work on it. Yes, the flower is a panel, Carolyn. I think Carolyn, you might have bought it last week. Oh, I'm not sure. There's too many Carolyns. I know Carolyn Gavinich bought it. We did not get fined. It was a warning. So we were lucky, and the gentleman was very, very sweet. But he was very forceful in that they will be regulating and they will be doing more spot visits. So we have to be prepared. So even upstairs where it's just me and the long arms, because there's no door coming downstairs, it's a loft. So it's just the stairs coming downstairs. So even upstairs, I'm required to keep the mask on. So it's kind of a crazy world that we live in. Some kind of yarn, Peggy. I'm not sure. Terry Wetzel, I do have the panel. It's $9.95. Or I do have kits for the banner. Let me see if we still have kits. Okay, I do have kits. We have kits for $17.95, and it includes the banner, the twine, the silks, the rat tail. It does not include the rhinestones. So we put some bedazzling rhinestones on it. So, Terry, if you want that, let me know and I'll throw it in your bag or start you a new bag. I agree, girls. I agree with you. But I also have to follow the rules. It's so hard for me. I'm not really a rule follower. So it is a little bit hard for me to, do what I'm supposed to. Anyhow, Roger's giving me like the evil eye, so I should stop talking about this. So do you girls have any other questions? Okay, so we will see you on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we are going to be showing you how to tissue dye cheesecloth. So I'm going to show you where we used it. Oh, sorry. I'm going to show you where we used it.
Sorry, ladies. She moves faster than I can.
For somebody who complains about having to come get our packages. Okay, so this is the background. This is a Lorraine Turner design, and she's the one who showed us how to do the cheesecloth. So that background is using the tissue dyed cheesecloth, which a lot of you guys bought the tissue dye when we had it on the Friday sale a little while ago. So that's what we're going to be demoing on
Yeah.
Wednesday.
I'm gonna walk by.
Yeah.
Oh, you can.
Really cute, isn't it?
Okay, let's see.
When we first got it, right before they went to Rhode, California, they actually sent us a.
Don't worry, Sue. We're going to make sure that it works for you before I
right
post the
before
dates.
We were cutting it to go. We sold
All right, girls. We will see you on Wednesday unless you're in our class this afternoon.
Well, I
Have a great afternoon and keep sewing.
that was hatched in my backyard.